And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate y'all for being here. Sawadi Cop, come on in. Welcome. Me and Brian got his fancy little means in there. Brian got his little earpieces in there. Brian's a pro, huh?
I've been wearing these the last 4 shows. Please have a little awareness about you. Oh, wait. Oh, you're wearing them too now. You're wearing them too.
Not today, but Brian, let me tell you how much of an inspiration you are. If Bryan Broaddus is going to look professional, and if he's going to get them, Voch Lombardi is going to drop a little bit of bread. I'm going to drop a little bit of bread to make sure I get some too, so we could be a professional pair. You understand me? I take this serious, Bryan Broaddus.
Dom DeMarco. Hey, listen, I was about to say that, like, you're going, oh, Brian's wearing them, and I'm like, bro, I've been wearing them the last 4 or 5 shows. I was like thinking, how about some awareness? How about some awareness? Like you're playing secondary right now and just not even worrying about the crossing routes and anything like that going on right now.
We record very late in the day after all of my other. Sometimes I ain't got time to be paying attention to your ass, Bryan, bro. Sometimes I show up and just talk football and pass out. That's
I feel that way tonight, man. I feel that way tonight.
I got some energy today, Bryan, bro. I'm off the Celsius, man.
What did Celsius get you going today, huh?
I'm off the so I use the Celsius as a workout situation, right? So I drink that, but it has lingering effects. Like, when you come down from the high, you don't just go back to normal. You just be a little high. So I'm like a little
high.
I'm a little Celsius right now.
There you go.
Man, Bryan Broaddus, boy, I was on the social medias, man. Let me wipe my face. Man, I was on the social medias, man, and boy, a good friend of the show, Professor Matt Owen. I'm gonna start calling him Doctor. Professor Matt Owen. He dropped a fantastic question.
Sure.
On the internet for the Cowboys fans here. And this is what's interesting. He made it Cowboy specific. It wasn't an all 32 draft question.
No.
I'm just gonna pull it up, Bryan Broaddus, but I want me and you to discuss it, right? But I don't want us to just say, oh, I think this, I think that. I want us to go into why we think that, or why someone. Let's discuss this with some real depth there, Bryan Broaddus. All right,
you got it, man. Yeah.
Matt Owen, Dr. Matt Owen says, I'm going to give you 6 names to watch for the Dallas Cowboys. And then he says, rank them. Wide receiver Luther Burden, edge Abdul Carter, linebacker / edge Jalen Walker, running back Ashton Jeanty, defensive tackle Mason Graham, safety Malachi Starks. Now, Bryan, I know your eyes ain't the best, so do you need to write this down before you rank it?
Yeah, see, because what I was doing was I was pulling up my notes to make sure I had that, but go ahead and shoot that at me one more time. You
got wide receiver Luther Burden from Missouri.
Okay, a guy like Burden. Go ahead.
Edge Abdul Carter from Penn State. Linebacker / edge Jalen Walker from Georgia. Running back Ashton Jeanty from Boise State. Defensive tackle Mason Graham, Michigan.
Wow. Okay.
And safety Malachi Starks, Georgia. I want those guys in order, Bryan Broaddus. I want you to look at those guys. And for Cowboys specifically, I want you to think about what your 1 through 6 would be. I got my 1 through 6 prepared.
So this is for the Cowboys, then, right? This is not what I would do.
This is not a big board. This is what would you do for the Cowboys, Bryan? If your name was Jones, and you was Brian Jones McClay, and you was drafting, how would you stack these guys on your Dallas big board?
Yeah, I got you, brother.
I got my list ready. While you over there curating yours, Bryan, I'm just going to start with my number 1 guy, and I'm going to tell you why. And then we can go to you, and you tell me if I'm full of S or not, okay? So my number 1 guy, Bryan Broaddus, because I am a student of yours, and I don't want to window dress nothing at all. I think on that list, Abdul Carter is just simply the best player up there.
As I wrote them down, I wrote him as number 1. So yeah, I'm with you on this one.
Abdul Carter, linebacker, Penn State, is simply the best one up there. Let's do this also, Bryan. So Bryan, he's a pass rusher. Last year he played linebacker. I didn't think he was that great of a linebacker, but he was one. From a Cowboys standpoint, do you think that if you draft Abdul Carter, he would play some linebacker reps for you to try to mitigate the hit to the room?
No, I think he's going to play edge. I think he's going to play edge is what I think. You know, to me, I'm going to go get guys that I kind of feel like that are. Yeah, I'm going to go get real linebackers if that's the case. This kid's too good of a player. I mean, I think he's figured out how to rush the passer. I mean, with the way that he plays, the bend, the flexibility, the way he comes off the ball, you know, elite level of quickness, explosiveness. Hell no, I'm not playing him at linebacker. He's 6'3", he's 259. Probably going to rush him off. I've seen him drop. You know what? This kid's Jared Verse.
Okay.
Jared Verse. This kid is Jared Verse. Sure. That's who this kid is.
Sure.
And, you know, I mean, just he's productive. He doesn't get knocked around. And then, you know, I mean, no, I've seen him drop, and I was watching the USC game, and I put my notes, dropped a sure interception against USC.
Yeah.
Want him rushing passer from all levels.
Yes, sir.
Has shown flexibility to move him around and be very productive. Has some Jared Verse, Los Angeles Rams, Florida State to his game. Give me that, Cap.
I think there's a lot of, I said this earlier to Matt when I was talking to him. Micah Parsons got a lot of kids in this draft, Brian. You know, they're all
wearing number 11. You see them all wearing
that's
number
exactly
11?
what I say. All 11, Brian.
They're all wearing number 11 now.
Some of them even crawl around. But Brian, all these edge guys, I think every time they drop back in coverage, it's a waste of time. That's how I feel. Every time they drop back in coverage, you waste a rep, especially when it's a like a passing down. Watching Abdul Carter go backwards is nonsense because he could be so much more effective moving forward, Bryan Broaddus. But
I agree.
According to Matt Owens' list there, I thought it was easy to have Carter as my number 1 guy. Brian, who's your number 2 guy?
Burden, wide receiver, Missouri.
I got Luther Burden as number 3. Why didn't you have him? Why didn't you have him number 1, Brian? Like, why wasn't he the first option? We just said on the last show, Bryan Broaddus, we said this, boy. We sick of Jalen Tolbert. We don't want to over.
I totally. This is
Sure.
and you know what? But I realize what's going to happen at defensive end. I don't know if I can rely on Sam Williams to be able to play.
Sure.
I got to find a way to help Micah Parsons. You know, we could talk about you know, Nealon and what they've done. Give me the opportunity for Carter. He can affect the game. And I like I said, I loved Jared Verse coming out.
Yeah.
I just did. I loved the player. I think he's the same guy. I felt like that he could affect the game in such a way to kind of help Micah Parsons. And so I had to. He's the one guy, Voch, that when we started talking about Dallas having a high pick, you know, Dallas potentially picking at 5.
Yeah.
He was the guy I kept thinking about. And if you give me the opportunity to draft him at some point in time in this draft, I got to put him up there as the number 1 guy.
So you got Luther Burden.
Yeah. And the reason I have Luther Burden number 2 is because this team has 1 wide receiver.
Sure.
I'm not going through this anymore.
Sure.
I'm just not. Tolbert and Cooks. Hey, God bless you, Cooks. I'm sorry you got hurt during the year. It's unfortunate. Yeah. But this team does not have a 2, a 3, a 4. They don't have one. Yeah. And Luther Burden, the way that he is, his athletic ability for the position, the winning off the line, the create separation, the fluid, the way he moves, the short area quickness, the snatching of that football, run after catch. Dallas doesn't have a guy like this.
Yeah.
He at 5'11", 208, this guy, you would put him in and there is going to be some serious run after catch, snatching the football, making plays. Dallas doesn't have a guy like this. Give me a wide receiver. If the wide receiver that Professor Owens asked us about, he put this guy on there, and Dallas could definitely use a guy like this.
So you got Burden at 2. I got Burden at 3.
Who's number 2 for you then?
My number 2 guy was Mason Graham, D tackle.
Okay. He's number 3 for me.
So we're close here. For all the reasons you're absolutely sick of Jalen Tolbert and Jalen Brooks and all those guys, I'm sick of Mozzie, and I'm sick of this revolving door that we have at one tech, Bryan Broaddus, or just at D line in general, because Mason Graham
D line in general,
Bryan, how long has it been? I said this to you before. Will McClay, when he made that speech, and he got up on that table, and it was either Bergeron or the tackle from Michigan. You could copy and paste that speech, and you can really damn say it about Mason Graham. You really do not get opportunities like that to find D tackle. I think, Bryan Broaddus, if you don't find a D tackle in this draft, I think it's going to be a couple of more drafts before you can really find one. And teams aren't just going to let go of their good tackle. Quentin Williams, Jeffrey Simmons, Derek Brown, they're long contract guys. They're not going nowhere.
Payne,
Jalen Carter, all those guys, they're not going nowhere, Bryan Broaddus. I think you have a rare opportunity, which is why I got Mason Graham at 2. Burden is my 3 because I feel like you find wide receivers not only every single year, but I also think the hit rate on these wide receivers is a little higher, right? You can find a second round wide receiver because you do have Lamb to kind of complement that.
I don't know if you can find one like this cat.
He a bad boy, Bryan.
I know. I mean, that's what I'm saying. You know, you can give me that speech about, oh no, Broaddus, we can get one of these guys in the second or third round.
Sure.
I mean, admittedly, I have not seen all the wide receivers. When I start talking about second round wide receivers, I'm talking about the kid from Stanford, is who I'm talking about. That's, isn't that what we're kind of talking about right now?
Alec Ayamayor. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of where I think that's where we're talking right now.
Bryan, one day this is going to be an even more nuanced conversation once we learn more names and stuff.
I think so too. Yeah,
Cowboys. So too. If the Cowboys, and look, I know I'm tank guy. I get it. I'm not trying to be facetious tank guy, but
such an embarrassing thing. Such an embarrassing thing you're taking apart.
But Bryan, let me tell you something. Having an early second round pick could be massive here. It could be massive.
Having an early fourth round pick on day 3 could be massive for Carolina.
We got Jonathan Mingo.
Carolina. Hey, let's go to Voch and Bryan and let's talk what they think is going to happen in day 3. I'll tell you what, Voch, Carolina with those back-to-back picks at the top of the start.
I'm gonna take this motherfucking pick. I'm gonna slam that. As soon as Carolina draft, and look, I wish.
Watch me. I'm going to take that mic in that SWBC studio, and I'm going to just spin it right out. I mean, I'm not even going to talk.
Bryan,
I'm not going to talk. I'm just going to let it go.
I hope they get a good player. You know what I want? I want Deion Walker to fall.
You want Carolina to draft somebody really good?
I want Deion Walker to fall because he robbed a bank or something. And he's going to be there in the 4th round, and I want Carolina to take him. I want Carolina to take him with our pick. That's what I want, bro. I want to throw this pen not just at the table. I want to throw this. I want to throw this across the room, Bryan Broaddus.
Hey, what? Trust me. You and I've lived this, bro. Yeah. You and I are going to sit there, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about it.
Sure.
I've lived this. I've done this so many times where day 3, and I have so much fun on day 3. But it's like Kyle Yeomans is going to go, Voch, who do you have on your board left here to start day 3?
Everybody.
You're going to name 3 guys, and every one of them you're going to want to throw up in your mouth because you're not going to get any of them.
Yep.
That's what you're going to do.
Yep.
You're just going to go, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And I ain't going to say a damn word. Yeomans can talk to me. I'm pushing my mic out of the way. I'm boycotting Dave.
They gonna kick me out of day 3. Well, you better be lucky I got day 1 and day 2 in, because they gonna call the police to come get me up out of there, Bryan.
Jerry, you're gonna take Jerry's money for 3 days? I don't know about that. I like what you're talking about, Graham.
Sure.
I like what you're talking about, Graham. I really, really do. And him, Grant, I know Grant's not in that same, but Grant, to me, when you start talking about those Michigan defensive tackles, the 6'3", the 320, the 6'3", the 339, there's something about these guys. This Mason Graham from Michigan, he's a finisher. He'll see him line up at different spots. He's got more quickness off the snap than we've seen from Michigan players in the past. The different coordinator, I can't stress that enough. Don't look at the helmet. Watch the player. You will see a different looking. Chris Jenkins, the same thing happens to him when you watch him play. When he was playing at Michigan last year. I mean, same. Hands on the ground. Everybody's moving, but them. That's this. Michigan's a different different cat right now.
So we really got to make them first 3 picks matter. And honestly, Bryan, I think if you can promise me like Tyleek Williams in the 30s, I'll pass on Graham if you could promise me a Tyleek Williams or maybe our Oregon guy. Like if you can Derek, I gotta get better with these names. The Oregon kid, Derek. I forgot the Oregon D tackle. I forgot his name. But if you can promise me
Derek Harmon.
I'm
sorry. I was looking at something else and I was like, you needed a lifeline, and I'm like, Harmon. I'm sorry, I didn't say it early enough for you. My bad.
It is December. I will have this down by
time. Oh no, man!
I
was looking at something that you were just drowning over there, and I wasn't even throwing you a line. I was just kind of like, I was looking at something else, and I'm like, Harmon. Why do you say Harmon? Just say Harmon, Voch. Say Harmon.
I was shredding water. My bad. Yeah, that's what a pro would do. Just say the last name from Oregon to move on. If you could promise me one of those guys in the early second round, I'll pass on Graham. I just don't think that we have many opportunities to get a top tier type. Maybe he's not Quinnen Williams. Maybe he's not one of those guys. Mm-hmm. But if he can be close to what a Dexter Lawrence is for you, or just anything like that, I think that's worth getting. I think that's a get that's worth getting. Who is your fourth guy, Bryan Broaddus? You want to go on 3? You want to say at the same time? Because it's probably Ashton Jeanty, right?
You know what? No, I didn't go with Ashton.
Cuss word. Okay.
No, I didn't go with Ashton Jeanty. I went with Jalen Walker.
Damn. Okay.
We're thinking about the Dallas Cowboys here right now, aren't we?
Yes, sir.
That's what we're thinking about, right?
Yeah.
And Jalen Walker, I think, is one of the best off-ball linebackers that we're going to see in this thing. I have little or no faith what's about to happen with this Cowboy linebacker room. And I mean that in no disrespect. Sure. But we're going to see how Maris Leofau is going to play. Yeah. Because he's going to go from base linebacker to playing both base and nickel with the injury to Overshown. We don't know if Overshown's going to miss the entire season. Can you run through this thing, with Leofau and who else? Damone Clark seems like that they've kind of moved on from him. Eric Kendricks is likely a 1-year deal, probably going to move on from that.
Sure.
So what's going to happen at linebacker here? The thing that makes me feel, and the reason why I wouldn't pick Jeanty here, and I love Jeanty, but I'm thinking for the Dallas Cowboys, Rico Dowdle gives me hope. He gives me hope, and he gives me more hope than what this Dallas Cowboy team will have at linebacker. And so I would take Jalen Walker from Georgia. I think he's got the ideal frame. I think he's played inside and out with his career at Georgia. He's a 3-down linebacker. He's got athletic ability. He could really move for his size, 6'2", 245. He doesn't wait around to make plays. He's generally the one making it. I think he's a strong tackler. I think he can wrap up. High football IQ, comes from a football family. His dad's a college coach. There's a lot to like about this Jalen Walker kid. And I think Dallas is in a bad hole when it comes to their linebacker room for 2025.
Sure. And I think this comes down to just me and you disagreeing about Walker.
Walker. Oh no, I mean, I totally get that. I mean, what makes me nervous is Jeff likes Walker. So then Kavanaugh. So I might be in trouble there, with how, but I just watch him play. Sure. And I watch him play as a blitzer, and I watch him play the run, and I really do like the player. And so I would say for Dallas, who desperately needs linebackers, I absolutely consider him.
See, I like
it. Might be a little rich. That might be a little rich for where he's gonna. If this thing turns into a top 7 pick, then you're looking at Carter potentially. You're looking at Graham, depending on how those quarterbacks go.
Yeah,
you could be. Give me Carter all day from Penn State if that's the case.
Yeah. McMillan could be there too. I mean, if it's like seven over,
McMillan went on the list. See if
he's not on the list. Yeah.
If the guy would have put McMillan on this list, I still would have put him at number 2.
Yeah.
I still would have put him just because. But you know what? He is closer to me. Him and Carter.
Yeah.
That's close.
Yeah, they're elite players. They're super elite players.
Yeah. Carter, Burton. you know, kind of. But if you said McMillan and Carter,
he's a little more up. Yeah,
there you go. Yeah.
It's just that we're currently drafting 12th, and I think,
bro, you're about to go on a 5-game losing streak. Get ready.
I hope so. I hope so. I'll be damn.
I told you this team will naturally lose games. I told you that, man.
I like Jalen Carter, Brian. I think 7's too rich for him. I think 10, 11, 12 is a little rich. I think if it was more 16, 17, 18 for me, then me personally, I would like him a little bit more. But I got Genty right there, man. I think if you add Jalen Walker to your linebacker room, I think
you know what? I'd be so happy if you picked Genty there.
Sure.
Yes.
I think Jalen Walker fits in with your linebacker room really well. I think Ashton Genty changes the culture up in there, Bryan Broaddus. And not only will he be like great running back guy, but hey, take some pressure off of number 4. And look, Brian, how about this? Let's incorporate Cowboys into this a little bit. You want to know why your offensive line probably looking a little better? Because Rico's making dudes miss.
I agree.
Making dudes miss.
I agree. And see, that's what's making me feel a little bit better.
Yeah.
That's what's making me feel that Rico kind of has that maybe, and Genty, we got in this discussion on 105.3 The Fan today. I mean, Dawson, all of us, and there are guys that are absolutely against picking up. The argument now that's growing is Genty has too many carries. So that's the people that do not want to draft a running back in the first round, and especially this one. This guy might be the best player in the draft. So I know that kid in Colorado is I know that Hunter's what he is.
Yeah.
This kid, regardless of position, might be the best player in the country and with the least amount of holes in him. You know what I'm saying?
If my last name is Jones, Brian, you draft Genty.
Yep.
You franchise tag him one time.
And
you send him to Jacksonville. That's the move. The problem is when you sign these dudes to long contracts, Bryan Broaddus.
Oh yeah,
that's the problem. We rarely hear about these running back. Adrian Peterson may be the last one that's really going crazy in like year 8, 9, 10 of his career. I don't even want to be in that conversation.
Well, I could go back to my days with Eric Dickerson. I could go all the way back to the 80s and watching guys. Damn, look at Emmitt Smith.
Sure.
Look at it. I mean, there's, I'm not saying that Genty is going to play as long as Emmitt Smith does.
Sure.
But I'm getting wore down already about he's had a lot of carries, Broaddus. A lot of carries.
Dak Prescott got 3 more years on his contract.
A lot of carries.
We're restarting anyway. At that point, we restarting anyway. Give me the best 5 years you can give me from Genty, maybe 6, depending on how he's looking in year 6. When we get to year 4, find me another running back to go along with him. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be done, Bryan Broaddus. Signing the long-term contract for the running back.
This front office, and I know people hate me saying this front office ain't going anywhere. If you were in Tampa or one of these other places where you might get fired. And you ain't
even worried about year 5. Yeah, you ain't worried about.
That's what I'm saying. You're just trying to keep your job for tomorrow.
Yeah.
You don't have Cherry and them are sitting around. We know what's going to happen there. So yeah.
I want to give a shout out, Brian.
Shout out
to my man JC Cowboy Network. Okay. He hit me on Twitter. Hold on, let me open it back up. He hit me on Twitter. Right, and I put up my list, and down there he says, well, Voch, Malachi Starks is such a beast.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
But that's the nature of having one of these picks. That's just the nature of having these picks.
I've got him next.
He's last. He's last for me.
Yeah.
Hold on, you got
I got Genty last.
I got Genty last. What the hell wrong with Bryan Broaddus? I know what happened. Your ass been watching Hampton and Caleb Johnson. That's what's going on there, huh, Bryan?
You said for the Dallas Cowboys, bro. I told you that I feel good about Rico Dowdle.
I don't want to feel good about a running back no more. Every time I feel good about one, something terrible happens.
Genty. You know what? If I really had any guts. And I do have guts because you know what? If I was sitting in that room, I'd select this guy. I would tell every one of those MF and scouts to shut the hell up.
That ain't what you listen.
Because I go, that's the best player in football right there. I don't care what position he's playing. I'm taking the best player in football right now.
Isn't that why you would take him over Starks though? Like, wouldn't that be the reason to take him over Starks?
See, you're saying it for the Dallas Cowboys. You're saying this isn't my board.
If your last name was Jones for the Cowboys,
this is what I'm saying. They are going to, you know what? I will. Remember when we didn't think that they would take CeeDee Lamb, and we were just talking about CeeDee Lamb, and they were like, they're not going to take him. They're going to take Chason from LSU, the edge. Don't you know? And then they made that pick. I said, there's a God, because you know why? They took the best damn player. My hope is, and you know what? When they take Genty at whatever it is,
sure,
I'm going to be
one
happier
smiling
than the sun because they took the best damn player.
Yeah.
But if you ask me this list of my edge, not we got some deals there. My wide receiver, we know we don't have a wide receiver.
Sure.
Defensive tackle, damn right we can use a 320-pound guy that can get off the football. Linebacker, Maris Leofau, that's kind of who we got, and
sure.
And whoever else we get.
Yeah.
Starks, we don't have a safety on the Dallas Cowboys. I'm sorry. And if you tell me that he's got some of those traits of like Brian Branch has for Detroit, where he can kind of walk over and cover and play downhill and tackle and play with depth and kind of carry guys, I'll have a parade in downtown Dallas to get the kid here.
I'm gonna put my arm around Malik Hooker and I'm gonna ask if he got one more in him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my arm around Malik Hooker and I'm gonna ask if he got one. I'm taking Ashton Genty. I'm taking look, my cousin Mike Lombardi said to not overrate your own players, Bryan Broaddus.
Yeah, that's what you're doing right now with Hooker by asking him to play another year.
I don't even think Malik Hooker's good. I'm not about to overrate what I've been seeing. I don't know. Listen,
play with him, man.
Because I'm not overrating what I'm seeing from Rico Dowdle. Rico Dowdle's been playing some damn good football, but that's not enough to make me not draft Ashton Genty.
12 to figure that out, and we've only been talking about this since training camp.
It took Mike McCarthy till week 12. Ben Johnson ain't gonna do this, Bryan Broaddus. Ben Johnson week 1 is gonna have Rico Dowdle and Ashton Genty.
They ain't paying Ben Johnson $12 million a year to coach. I'm sorry, bro.
If my last name Jones, I'm giving him what he wants. You hear me?
Now, your last name's not Jones. It's Lombardi, which is a famous last name for football.
Yeah.
But you know what? Let me tell you what, they say they make a change and say it's Mike Vrabel.
Sure.
You might get Genty here.
Run the ball guy.
Yeah.
Tough ball defense guy.
Yeah. Look what Detroit's doing with 2 really good backs.
Yeah. They took 112th overall, Brian.
Everybody's like, oh, those stupid Lions.
Your motherfuckers took a running back, a linebacker, and a tight end.
Matt Millen must be back in the room drafting players. You guys look like a bunch of jackasses.
I bet
There's nothing wrong with taking running backs, folks. Please get that out of your head. Please get that. Just get the best damn players. That's the whole idea of this thing.
Yeah. To my point prior to this loud argument that Bryan Broaddus got into, JC Cowboy Network, he was like, Voch, hey, man, Malachi Starks tough. Starks tough.
He's tough.
And I do agree Starks is tough, but that's the nature of you losing games. And you're surrounded by the possibility of drafting dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be some dudes on the board, Bryan Broaddus, and we're all going to cross our fingers that they don't take Mykel Williams. And if they don't take Mykel Williams or Will Campbell, or like Will Johnson or something, as long as they don't take one of them, I think we're going to walk away with a damn good first round, Bryan. They going to take Mykel Williams, Brian, and we going to be sick up in there.
I'll tell you what, man. If they take that cat,
I ain't doing day 2. Tell Eagleton and Chris Beam I ain't coming back with day 2. I'm gonna go work with Foots and Skywalker Steel on day 2 if we take some damn Mykel Williams.
You don't need that Cowboy money, huh?
Nope. Hey, look.
I don't blame you, man.
Hey,
I
look.
don't blame I can see I can see both of you and I just taking
Brian,
just packing them up.
If that cowboy bag was ridiculous, I'd sit up there in day 2 and pout. I would sit up there with y'all and pout.
Like Parcells when we drafted DeMarcus Ware. He pouted for like 9 picks. Like 9 picks. He sat there, you know, and
Brian, I will poke my lip out.
The scouts, and we're all like, yeah, let's go.
Brian, I'd be mad as hell. But how it's currently constructed, if we take Michael Williams, y'all, I'm not gonna be working with y'all day 2. I'm gonna go do DLLS or something. I'm gonna call them last minute. Like, hey man, y'all got that money? Hey, y'all got that money? Hey, look, I'm not even gonna cough. Hey man, thanks for the opportunity, dog. I appreciate you.
I'm gonna work for free. You and you should just pop on.
Boy, me too. I and Jeff gonna have a show. You hear me? Man, Brian, let me ask you this before we get up out of here, man. This is a fantastic spirited conversation, Bryan Broaddus. It's
a shame how wrong you are at times, but you know I love you, bro.
I ain't wrong today. I ain't been wrong today.
You're wrong. You're so damn wrong. You can't believe how wrong you are.
I'd be damned. Yeah. Brian, we do have to give the people a 4-player breakdown tomorrow.
Oh, I know. I watched that. I watched that safety from where I watched the safety from.
There's a safety up there.
Yeah, there's a safety that I watched.
Penn State.
No. From South Carolina, Nick Enamamori.
Oh, okay.
Nick Enamamori. He's 6'3", 227 from South Carolina, number 7.
I haven't even seen him on none of these lists.
Come on, man.
I was still following.
What are you doing over there?
I'm following Dane's mock, and I'm going back to Dane's top 50.
It was off Dane's 50.
Yeah. So let me tell you the 4 that I have.
Okay, let me write them down so I don't forget. Go ahead.
Have you watched Alfred Collins, the tackle from Texas?
Okay, now I got a text from one of my really good friends.
You can tell him it's cool.
I got a text from you.
Okay.
I ain't gonna say a word.
All right.
I ain't gonna say a word. I got a text from you.
Okay.
I'm in the middle of my radio show at Hurtado Barbecue. By the way, good barbecue if you're ever in Texas.
Okay.
I get a text from you. I'm not going to tell people what you said in that text.
All right, I'll tell them.
We'll talk about it tomorrow.
Okay.
Talk about it tomorrow.
Have you watched them?
No.
Damn, dog, what you doing? What you sitting around sleeping over there? What the hell going on?
I'm watching goddamn safeties and stuff like that, man. I'm trying to get better here. You're dicking around with other stuff. I don't know.
Okay, so I seen Alfred Collins and you haven't.
Texas, right?
Defensive
tackle.
Yes, sir. So watch him. Even though I
got him covered. Who else we got?
Marcus Gambau, the
Purdue guy.
Purdue guy. Yes, sir. You haven't watched him neither?
No, I got him done. I looked up some stuff on him, but. Okay. Purdue guard, right?
Yes, sir. Purdue guard.
Got him.
Got him. Jihad Campbell, the linebacker from Bama. He also wears 11. I know.
All right, linebacker Campbell. Got him.
And Maxwell Hairston. He's the
watched him, man.
Okay.
We'll talk about him tomorrow. I'm going to give you a little preview.
Yes, sir.
If Jordan Lewis moves on,
that's your guy.
Look at this kid.
Okay.
Look at this kid playing nickel.
Okay. I will indeed watch him, Bryan Broaddus.
Have you watched him?
I have not.
Okay.
I have watched Collins and Mbao, but I have not watched Campbell and Hairston. And with these 4 guys, we have completed Dane's mock draft.
Okay. So Collins and then Marcus Mbao, is that how you say it? Mbao?
I'm assuming that's how to say it because I like.
Bro, you are like the fountain of misinformation at times.
I like to say bow because the offensive line. Bow. That's a great name for a damn tackle.
And then I got Campbell, linebacker from Alabama.
Have you seen him?
Okay. No, that's what I'm saying. I'm going to get those 3 cats done, and tomorrow night we get to do this again.
All right, and this is going to take me all day to watch one corner. So it It take me a long time to get through.
He's a good player. He got good ball skills. I think you'll like this kid.
Okay, fantastic.
I think you will. I think you will.
That is our 4 for the evening. Chat, this is y'all responsibility. Got some homework for y'all. Y'all need to make sure y'all know who Alfred Collins, Marcus Mbow, Jihad Campbell, and Maxwell Hairston, so you guys can follow along with us tomorrow while we're talking about this. But also on top of that, go down in the chat right now. Go down in the chat, and I would love to see y'all, because me and Bryan Broaddus will read your comments. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Luke, first of all, shouts out to Matt Owen. This was a fantastic conversation that he.
Good question. Yeah.
That he, gave
Jeff and I, on Jeff and I's little podcast this morning, with Trusted Tape, Jeff says it might be called Trusted Tape. We don't know, but Jeff and I, we put 12 guys up.
Okay.
The 12 guys that we would take. So. But we hadn't seen the quarterbacks, so we kind of had them, but we got to 9. So, but I'm glad we did this exercise today. We need to do a lot more when you get some in depth on the board. You can also do this like in the second rounds and third rounds too. It's kind of fun as well.
Hey, we would do this a bunch moving forward. And hey, man, Matt Owen, come on to the show or something. We'll kick it with you. But chat, I want y'all to take this list. And I want y'all to go down in the comments, and I would like for you all to rank how you have these guys.
Yeah,
and,
please do.
And you ain't got to give us a long why, but just tell us a little bit why, so that we can, talk about. Because Bryan, he got Walker first. This character here got Walker up there first. And I'm like, man, he got Genty first, then Carter, then Starks. Shouts out to Dom. I know Dom. So it's some interesting. Burden first, Walker next, then Starks. It's some interesting conversation going on.
I like this. I love it, man, because. Yeah, you always hear me say this, and we'll say it a bunch here, man. This draft's kind of like enjoy the flavor of ice cream.
Yeah.
My mint chocolate chip might be your rocky road. Yeah. But that's the cool thing about the draft. You just get to put your board together. You get to stack your guys, and then away you go. A lot of fun. 100%,
Mr. Wolf. Bryan is going to be up at 5 in the morning, taking a walk and reading this stuff. I'm going to wake up much later. Like around 8 or 9 or something, and I'm gonna read them while I'm at the gym or whatever, or on a date or something, and we'll be responding to you. Okay?
A date? What's that?
I don't know.
I've lost track of that too.
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Love y'all to pieces, man. Y'all hold it down. We'll catch y'all next time. Bryan Broaddus and VOCHLOMBARDI. All right, Crown.